Okay, guys, here we are. We are live, and it is time for your Week 12 recap. I'm going to do this a little differently. There's two matchups I really want to get to, so I'm going to take my time here on those two. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the other matchups. So starting off, me and Joe, obviously Joe got clobbered by 45. Baker Mayfield got hurt. Joe didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs, which ironically was about the difference in our score of 45 points. Now, Joe would have still lost with Jahmyr Gibbs, but it would have been a hell of a lot closer. Factor in he wouldn't have had Baker Mayfield and Emeka Egbuka, and he'd have played maybe some better players there. Joe could have easily won this week and didn't, and now he's in last place. So, Joe, looks like you need to start prepping to be at the Waffle House for the Waffle Bowl. So Joe's probably going to be eating some waffles after this season. Don't need to go too much more into detail there. You know, my team's dominant. I'm 11-1. Just marching on to another Super Bowl here. There's really not much any of you can do about it. Reese knocked off Jason by 5 points because Brock Purdy and George Kittle shit the bed combined for 13 points between a QB and a tight end. That's horrific. Reese, big performance from Stafford and Devontae Adams. And even though 83 should never get you a win, it did against Jason because Jason's team is that bad. But hey, at least Jason still has Derrick Henry and not Jamar freaking Chase, who he could have had, but he would have lost by a few extra points. So, good call. I guess it's a good thing you didn't accept my troll offer, you big dum-dum. Now, Jared beat the crap out of Jack. It's really going downhill for Jack. He's lost 5 of the last 6. Jonathan Taylor really struggling in tough matchups. He's got a brutal schedule the rest of the way. T. Higgins has a concussion. He's going to miss this next week. David Montgomery's a total afterthought. I mean, he doesn't have one good running back on this entire team. Just nothing. But hey, at least some of these guys went to Oklahoma. So that's good, I guess, even though, Jack, did you go to Oklahoma? I'm pretty sure you're a USF guy, aren't you? Super weird situation there. So anyway, Jack's team sucks. Oklahoma sucks. Jared gets the win despite J.J. McCarthy wrecking Justin Jefferson. So there you go. The streak continues with Drake May. By the way, Drake May, one of the most overrated quarterbacks in fantasy. Yes, I get it. He's like the 4th or 5th ranked quarterback or whatever it is, but that's largely because he hasn't had a bye week yet. When he hits his bye week, after this, he shits the bed against the Giants in Patriots tradition. He's going to drop to like 9th or 10th. Drake May, overrated AF. The schedule doesn't look as good now looking at it as I thought it did. Probably should have just traded him for whatever you could have gotten. We'll see how it plays out, though. Jared's playing me this week, and he's going to probably get his ass kicked. Now, the two matchups I wanted to hone in on. Number 1, Senior beating Steve. Now, Steve, of course, made, I think, 4 or 5 trades. He made countless roster moves. He really put in his best effort this week. Now, while he was doing this, what was Senior doing, you might ask? None of that. Senior was in Costa Rica. Wasn't paying attention at all. I can confirm he didn't even look at his team until Saturday. What was the end result? Steve lost by 33 goddamn points. Got absolutely curb stomped. And that's with Lamar Jackson playing like dog shit. If Lamar Jackson had played anywhere close to Jalen Hurts, this would have been the biggest beating of the week. Jalen Hurts scored 27. By the way, he had 22 in the first quarter and then just forgot how to play football the rest of the way. But Lamar Jackson got outscored by 23 by Jalen Hurts, and still Steve lost by 33 points. Absolutely embarrassing to put that much work in and lose to a guy that put zero work in. That's unreal. That's like training your ass off for a marathon, and a guy rolls off the couch and just beats you running backwards. That's essentially what happened here. Total clown show for Steve. His team sucks. It's a disaster. Stephon Diggs, he was so proud of that. Oh, Senior's going to be so mad about Saquon Barkley and Stephon Diggs. I don't know. He didn't seem that upset to me when they scored 2 and 5 points, respectively. The Detroit defense, you can't play Detroit, dude. And I give you props for cutting them already. That's good. DeAndre Swift looks like a safe drop. It's pretty brutal when your best running back is Kareem Hunt at like 38 years old. Pretty terrible. So props to Senior. It was a huge win for him. I have to give Steve some credit, too, for reminding Senior to play Emmanuel Wilson, who then went on to outscore any of Steve's non-quarterbacks. So good call there, Steve. Thanks for helping out Senior there. And so there you go. Senior gets the win over Steve, as has happened a million times before in a million different things. I don't know if I've ever seen Steve win anything against Senior. I've seen him get his ass kicked in pool. I've seen him lose on the punching machine at Thirsty Turtle. I've seen him be outdrank by Senior. And time again, I see him get his ass kicked in fantasy by Senior. So whether it's fantasy baseball, fantasy football, I'll bet we could put Senior in fantasy hockey against Steve and he would kick his ass. It's embarrassing. So just stop going at Senior. You can't beat him. He's got your number, dude. That's it. Now, the matchup I really wanted to hone in on, Kevin versus Junior. Now, Junior, of course, colluded with Jason. We all know this. Jason is terrified of the big butternut, and that's why he traded Junior Jahmyr Gibbs. And it's only poetic justice that Jason lost, because that was the difference in Jason winning or losing, and collusion never pays. It never pays. So he's trying to keep Kev out of the playoffs because he doesn't want to face Kevin. That's just what it is. But he's going to have to face him this next week. So that's kind of ironic. Now, Kevin, 107 points. I feel for you, man. You had a great week. You just ran into the Jahmyr Gibbs buzzsaw, courtesy of Jason. That's what it is. But I don't want to let Joe go unnoticed here. Joe is the one that traded Gibbs to Jason in the first place, and he did it for fanhood reasons to get Baker and Emeka Egbuka, one of the worst trades of the season. And now it's another sign that justice is real. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to word this. And we know justice is real because Joe is going to have to do the Waffle House challenge because of that trade. That's how it's going to go. Well, I'm really looking forward to this matchup this week. Without Jason being able to collude and cheat, I don't know if he can beat Kevin fair and square. We'll see how it goes. And I'll catch you guys for the matchup previews, a special Thanksgiving edition that I'm going to do for you with my first old fashioned on Thursday. Catch you later.